believe it's been a year already. Where does all that time go? Anyway, on to the good stuff. So, if all has gone to plan, you'll be watching this hopefully on the 1st of September 2020, which will be the exact 1 year anniversary of the first chronological episode of the fan series on the channel. New Life, the little 5-minute prequel minisode, which preceded the first episode, The Scavengers, by exactly 2 weeks. And yeah, that came out a year ago. So, to celebrate, I put a video out a couple of weeks ago asking for questions for a Q&A. But yeah, anyway, obviously this isn't a big channel, so I only got 3 questions, so it's going to be kind of a short video compared to what I was hoping. But still, they're 3 good questions, so let's just get on and do them. The first one, from the good Dalek. What was your favourite fan film episode that you've done so far, and what big changes from Series 1 will there be for Series 2? Okay. When I said there's only 3 questions submitted, I guess that technically is 2 questions in one, so technically I've got 4 questions, so thank you, good Dalek. Well, we'll go with the top one first. Favourite episode I've done? Probably episode 4, The Moon of Terror, part 1 of the first 2-part story. Episode 5, part 2, I wasn't quite as keen on in the end overall. I feel like there was too much just talking going on between the Doctor and Sanchez for a lot of the runtime. And yeah, I feel like it doesn't quite round off what was set up in episode 1 as much as I would have wanted to, looking back on it. But yeah, I think episode 4 is probably my favourite one I've done. I quite like how the finale turned out as well, especially episode 13. The Christmas special was surprisingly good as well. I thought that was just going to be it was just a shoehorned in addition, like at the last minute, pretty much, but that ended up coming out alright as well. Episode 3 is pretty good actually as well. But yeah, I think the favourite one out of the ones for me, I think, would be episode 4, just because I'm like the most proud of it. So yeah, there you go, episode 4, The Moon of Terror. And on to the second part, what big changes will there be in Series 2 compared to Series 1? Well, obviously there's a lot of things I'm going to be keeping secret right now. It will be, again, another 13 episodes plus a special at the end. I guess one of the biggest changes I could say right now is almost certainly expect the episodes to generally be a lot longer as well, because Series 1, you know, the average episode length was probably around sort of 17 to 18-ish minutes. I know the shortest episode was, not counting the minisode, the shortest episode was episode 12, and the longest one was the Christmas special. Episode 12 was just under 14 minutes, and the Christmas special was about 31.5 minutes long, I think. That ended up being surprisingly long, actually. I did not expect that to get that long. But yeah, so most of the episodes were sort of between 15 to 22-ish minutes or thereabouts, if I had to sort of pin down a couple of numbers for, yeah. But the majority of the scripts that we've got written up so far for Series 2 and the amount of footage we filmed per episode is significantly longer and larger, so expect longer episodes basically. While Series 1 didn't exactly have much in the way of a proper story arc, to be honest I don't think it did. There was the whole thing with the Master running through that. Yeah, there wasn't exactly a whole lot of a well pieced together story arc, but all I'm saying is a few little threads dotted around here and there in Series 1 will be sort of picked up on and developed further in I feel at least a half decently made coherent story arc for Series 2, should we say. So yeah, expect longer episodes, same amount of episodes but longer episodes, and a bit more development on the whole overarching plot thing going on. Also, this is probably the most spoilery thing you're going to get out of me, but expect a slight change to occur in the companion lineup, should we say. Now, I'm not saying if any companions are leaving, they may or may not be. I'm not saying for definite, I'm not confirming or denying it, basically. And I'm not confirming or denying if there will be any new ones coming on board either. I'm just saying, I guess I am kind of implying that by saying, I'm not confirming any details, but just expect there to be a bit of a change up to the companion roster, pretty much, in some form. I won't say in what way. I guess the only other thing I'm really gonna say for Series 2 right now is, I think there's some episodes where I've gone a bit, a bit more mature, I guess. I feel like a lot of the Series 1 episodes were quite shallow. I mean, they were good because people have said they were good, so I must have done something right. Yeah, Series 1 episodes were good, but I feel like Series 2 they are less surface level in terms of their plot. I won't say there's like a whole bunch of like symbolism and meaning and whatnot to it, because I'm not that good of a writer, okay? But there is going to be some more sort of in-depth bits and bobs and some more intricacies in certain episodes about certain things. I think I'll leave it at that on discussing Series 2. The rest you'll have to wait for. Anyway, that was all the first question, bloody hell. Okay, second question from Annoying Kid 47. Have you thought about your Doctor's regeneration yet? Yes. Yes, I have. Doesn't every fan filmmaker who plays their own Doctor think about their regeneration pretty early on? I feel like that's something that, like everyone that does this sort of thing always keeps in the back of their mind and sort of looks ahead towards from time to time, even if they're really early on in their tenure, like me in the first series, you know. But yeah, I have thought about it actually. No real details or causes pinned down yet, really. All I really know for sure is I really want it to be a lying down regeneration, rather than, and I don't want it to be the golden orange fire shoot out of every orifice as well. As good and as iconic as that regeneration effect is, and I get with New Who the consistency of always having the regenerations look the same, I have always liked it in Classic Who where each regeneration looked different. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of in-universe sense and it's really inconsistent in terms of Time Lord biology and whatnot, but I would just like to, you know, for my regeneration, I mean in the prequel minisode, my Doctor came out with a regeneration that was the golden fire shooty version. But I think for when my Doctor does go on, the one thing I want it to be is a lying down regeneration with a different effect. Apart from that, there's nothing really definite that I've thought about. Like I say, that's going to be a few years away yet, I expect. But yeah, I have thought about the regeneration, so there you go. Third/fourth last question. What was the episode of your series you feel you could have improved the most? Right, well, there's some episodes that I didn't expect to turn out as good as they were, and then there's also episodes that didn't turn out as good as I thought they would. In terms of ones that I wish I could have improved, before I finished all of the episodes, I finished editing them together, I really thought that episode 11, Dark Nature, was going to be the weakest one from the whole series. But that actually didn't turn out too bad. If you want to hear a little secret, episode 11 was basically just made so I could have an excuse to have Alice at home on Earth at the beginning of the next episode to set up the opening of episode 12. But that episode in itself actually ended up becoming a decent little episode there. So episode 2 I was never too keen on. I know I've had a couple of people say that it was actually decent, which is weird because I thought it was one of the weaker ones of the whole series. So episode 2 I feel could have been improved, but not as much as some other episodes. Episode 6 I don't think it's actually terrible. It could have done with a bit less dialogue and a little bit more action in places. But yeah, episode 6 could have done with a bit more action, a bit less dialogue, and I hate my acting in episode 6, especially when we're filming in the garage for the Needle's hideout. My acting of both the Doctor and Needle in those scenes, I just want to tear my face off every time I go back and rewatch it. It's like, Jake, why the hell are you camping this up like a freaking Saturday morning cartoon villain? In episodes 10 and 12 I just wish I could have made them a bit longer really. But I was going to pick one particular episode, or I guess two. Episodes 8 and 9, I really wasn't happy with how they ended up turning out. I mean, I didn't really think they were going to be all that great from the get-go, to be honest. I really just wanted to make an episode where we got to work with water, honestly, and like aquatic alien type things, and I just kind of went with it. I felt like episode 8 in particular, the part 1, is just a slog, mostly. Part 2 is a bit better because it's, you know, actually gets going and resolves the plot of the alien shark infestation. But yeah, the entirety of episodes 8 and 9 put together I feel are a bit drab, especially part 1 with episode 8. It really wasn't a good slot to put that story into a two-parter. A story about an infestation of alien sharks on Earth and the Doctor, Alice and Lewis dealing with it. That really could have been a one-parter. I don't know why I tried to stretch that out into 2 episodes. I just had it, in all my planning notes and documents, I just had that listed as the episode 8/9 two-parter, and I just never changed it, and I I don't really know what episode I could have switched it with, to be honest. Maybe I could have added more stuff into the plot perhaps, but I don't know. 8 and 9 I feel are kind of weak, and also one of the worst presentations of the character Lewis as well. I know he's probably not the best character overall. I never put that much thought into the character beyond having him there as a sort of secondary companion to try and test out if I could do a 2-companion team. And of course the whole thing in episode 12. But yeah, 8 and 9 I'm probably very disappointed with. Episode 1 as well, I feel, while it's pretty decent, the pacing could have been a bit better. Again, a little bit drab, a bit like episodes 5 and 6. A bit more action, a bit more events could have happened in the plot rather than having as much dialogue and chit-chat that we did have. Although I feel that's not too bad. The main problems I personally have with episode 1 as the creator are the numerous technical and continuity issues and errors strewn throughout the entire thing. Obviously episode 1, it was the biggest learning curve out of them all, I think, because it's the first one you do. But yeah, I mean, the special effects are kind of naff. Apart from the teleport effect, I guess, that was used. That was kind of the only decent effect in the whole episode that I don't really kind of cringe at now. The lighting's pretty shit throughout most of it as well. You know, one scene it's like pretty well lit, the next scene it's so dark you can't see what the hell is happening. Filming in front of a window probably didn't help for a lot of shots of the Doctor. I'm dumb, I didn't realise that back then. We filmed it on both an iPhone 4S and the camera that I've been using since I got the camera, so 2 different filming devices didn't really help either with the overall quality. Things move around in the background, the light, lots of different lights we use which makes it all inconsistent. Cushions change between shots because I had to refilm shots a couple of years later to fill them in because of corrupted footage. Cushions move around, shots and items in shots move around between shots in the episode. It's ridiculous. Loads of continuity, like minor background continuity and lighting errors in that episode. Really wish I could have redone that. Yeah, out of all the episodes, there's a lot of them that I would have improved to various degrees, but I think episode 1 for the technical side of things, lighting, continuity, errors in the background and whatnot, and camera quality and just general framing as well. My head gets cut off in a lot of scenes and bits and bobs. And in terms of, I'd say, sort of scripting and like actual story value, I think episodes 8 and 9 could have been a whole lot more than what they were. So yeah, not really any one episode. Episode 1, 8 and 9 I think would be the 2 big ones. Both for completely different reasons, but yeah. There you go, Who Reviews. Sorry I didn't read your name out earlier. Anyway, that's all the questions. I'm surprised I stretched this out for as long as I did, actually. Well, that was the longer than I thought it would be Q&A for the 1-year anniversary of the fan film series on ASJ Doctor Who. Thank you to those 3 people that did submit the questions. Anyway, once again, thank you for the people that submit the questions, and thank you to everyone that's watched the fan series and has actually stuck around. We've had a full year of these fan films. I hope to be going for a good few more yet, hopefully. In case you're wondering, I'm still working on the audio series as well. I will be doing some more updates on that every now and again, just to keep you all updated. Same with progress on Series 2 as well. If there ever is any major updates I feel like giving, I'll do an update video on them on the channel. If you like, if you enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already. I really need to say that at the end of every video. I know, it's just like force a habit by this point. And yep, see you whatever's next. Happy 1-year anniversary to the fan film series, I guess. So I can't believe that came around that quick. Anyway, farewell.